So you're looking to buy a house in Montgomery, Alabama? Well, today I'm going to take you on a virtual tour through Google Maps and give you just a really high-level general overview of Montgomery and the surrounding areas like Prattville, Pike Road, Wetumpka, and some of the other areas. And then we're going to zoom in on a few specific areas around Montgomery and kind of show you some of the things that might interest you. Everyday things like grocery stores, hospitals, doctor's offices, parks in Montgomery, gyms in Montgomery, where to work out. So, all those everyday things. My name is Britt Dowling and I'm a realtor here in Montgomery, and I get calls, texts, and emails all the time from people just like you who are looking to make a move to Montgomery, and I get to help them and I love doing it. So whether you're moving in a week, a month, or a year, just shoot me a call, text, or email, and I would love to help. And lastly, if this is your first time to the channel or if you haven't subscribed yet, could you do me a favor and could you subscribe to the channel? And if at any time during the video you think it deserves it, would you give it a thumbs up for me? Okay, enough talking. Let's get to the video content, and we're going to get started right now. Like I said, I wanted to show you just a really high-level overview of Montgomery and the surrounding areas. So we're going to take a look here at the overall map of Montgomery. Of course, here's Montgomery. I'm sure you've looked at the map several times, but here's Montgomery, Montgomery proper, and then really the outskirts of Montgomery, Pike Road, Wetumpka. These are kind of the greater Montgomery area. You got Millbrook, Elmore, Cusata. Those usually get grouped in with either Prattville or Wetumpka. They could go either way. So these are the four main areas. Sometimes people may want to choose to move not so much in these, but maybe they want to live all the way up in Auburn for, maybe they have somebody in college, or maybe they just want to have the school system or the community up there. So, if you were to do that, if you wanted to move to Auburn, drive to Montgomery for work every day, it's only a 57-minute drive in. And so anyway, we'll go take a look down here at Pike Road, and just in case you decided to move down to Pike Road, how long is it going to take you to get into town? And, so we're going to use 100 Commerce as the kind of in downtown marking point. It's kind of central to downtown. So we're looking at 26 minutes from one part of Pike Road. And now Pike Road kind of stretches a pretty good area. So that's the other main part of Pike Road. And then if we're going to go from Pike Road to the airport, we'll want to know how far or how long that's going to take us. So from Pike Road to the airport from the Waters side of Pike Road is 28 minutes. The Waters is a neighborhood there in Pike Road. And if we take the starting point up to the other main part of Pike Road, it's going to take us about 25 minutes to the airport. All right, let's take a look at Wetumpka. Now, Wetumpka is more than just the downtown portion. You see it includes Emerald Mountain and Redland. Those are different parts of Wetumpka. Emerald Mountain is a pretty popular part of Wetumpka. So from Emerald Mountain to 100 Commerce Street, again, our marking point in downtown Montgomery, we're looking at about a 27-minute commute into town, into Montgomery. And then right there by downtown, we've got Maxwell Air Force Base, so probably roughly the same amount of time to get to Maxwell Air Force Base. And then from Wetumpka, downtown Wetumpka, so if you wanted to live more in downtown Wetumpka, to downtown Montgomery, it's going to be about 28 minutes. So from Wetumpka to the airport, it's 34 minutes. And then from Emerald Mountain to the airport, it's going to be about 33 minutes. So it gives you some ideas. All right, so we're going to look here at Prattville, Millbrook, Cusata. Again, we're going to just group these in together to make it a little bit easier. So Prattville is a pretty popular place for people who may not want to live in the city of Montgomery, but may have to work in Montgomery or on Maxwell. So from the I-65 way in, it's going to take about 20 minutes. Also, there's another route down Highway 31, and that's going to take us about 18 minutes from Prattville. To go to Maxwell is about 17 minutes. And then to the airport from Prattville, 25 minutes. Okay, now we're going to just take a look at the different areas of Montgomery. So starting with, this is really now would be considered North Montgomery, but it used to actually be called East Montgomery because of where Montgomery kind of started and grew east. So, and then this we'll call Central Montgomery. It includes some older neighborhoods like Capitol Heights, the Garden District, Old Cloverdale, Edgewood. All right, and this we'll call West Montgomery. So it includes Maxwell Air Force Base, and then South Montgomery, and then East Montgomery is a pretty broad and general area. And it's actually, we're going to break this up into two different areas in just a little bit, but East Montgomery is really where most of, not all of, but most of the new construction is happening right now in Montgomery. Okay, so what if you had to go to the hospital, unfortunately? We all hate to think of it, but sometimes it does happen. So you want to know where the hospitals are. The probably the busiest hospitals, that one I'm just circling here is Jackson Hospital. The one on the south side is Baptist South, and the one on the far east is Baptist East. And then you've got a VA hospital up there in the north of Jackson Hospital. And then you've got another VA hospital on the east side of Montgomery that's not showing up on the map, but it's a fairly new one. So you've got two VA hospitals, Baptist East, Baptist South, and Jackson Hospital. All right, I wanted to show you the main highways and interstates that feed into Montgomery and out of Montgomery, and then show you the busiest roads in Montgomery. So in case you were looking on a map to try to figure out where you wanted to live. So all of these in purple are going to be the busiest roads into and out of Montgomery. So obviously if you're coming from Prattville, from north to south is going to be busiest in the mornings. This is Highway 231. Again, north to south in the mornings is going to be busiest. The opposite in the afternoons. And then I-85 is going to be busiest coming from the east to the west in the mornings. That rush hour traffic. All right, let's take a look at the busiest roads other than those kind of feeding into Montgomery. The busiest roads in Montgomery. Again, if you're looking on a map, you kind of want to know, like, does this house back up to a very busy street? Does it back up to a really busy highway? So this right here is the boulevard. This one that I'm highlighting now is Atlanta Highway, one of the busiest roads in Montgomery. It intersects with Taylor Road, which is another one of the busiest roads in Montgomery. And then Bell Road also intersects with Atlanta Highway, another one of the busiest roads in Montgomery. And this is Vaughn Road, another one of the busiest roads. It's going to go all the way from middle of Montgomery all the way out east. And then this is Perry Hill Road. Perry Hill is another one of the busy roads in Montgomery. All right, there are things to do in Montgomery like the zoo, and there's plenty of other things to do other than the zoo and the Biscuits game. But let's go check out the Biscuits Stadium just so you can get an idea of what that might look like. All right, so what if you thinking of or talking about things to do in Montgomery? There are several parks in Montgomery, and I'm going to show you. So here are all the locations of the parks. Probably the most frequented or most visited parks are the Blount Cultural Park, which a lot of people just call Shakespeare Park. Then there's Vaughn Road Park, and then Oak Park. Again, you can see there's several other parks, a lot of them a lot smaller than these, but these are the busiest ones. All right, so let's zoom in on a few different areas around Montgomery and show you just a little bit more of a zoomed in look at each one of them. This is going to include a few older neighborhoods like Dalreda, Morning View, and so here's a Publix supermarket. I realized when I was shooting this video that I have a thing for Publix supermarket. And then you've got a Walmart, and there's a food outlet there. So a couple of grocery stores in this area. And then if we zoom in a little bit more, again, this is in the Dalreda Commons, I think is what it's called. Yeah, Dalreda Commons. Again, you've got the Publix supermarket. There's an Adams Drugs, just a local drugstore. There's a Dollar Tree close by. There's a Starbucks. There's a Mexican restaurant there, a Zaxby's. So again, I'm just trying to show you some of the everyday things that if you were moving into this area, if you decided that you wanted to live in this area, that you might go, yeah, you know, they've got some stuff that that we can deal with. All right, let's go take a look at the neighborhood close by called Johnstown, and we'll come back and we'll visit the map again for the next section. So check this out, and we'll get back to it in just a minute. All right, the next section we're going to go take a look at is in central Montgomery. We're going to take a look really at Old Cloverdale in just a second. But you know, this area includes Old Cloverdale, the Garden District, Edgewood, Ridgefield, McGee Estates, Allendale. So really just several different neighborhoods. Obviously, you can see there's a Martin's restaurant. That's a local restaurant. Dirk's Filet and Vine is a really good kind of a meat and three restaurant with a market attached, a really good selection of craft beer and a lot of good meats and wines. And if we zoom in a bit more, we've got a Publix supermarket, a Renfro's Market. That's a local grocery store here. Publix is a pretty popular grocery store here also. And then also close by, I didn't put this on the map, but there's a fresh market. So kind of like a Whole Foods, but so there's a fresh market and then there's the Publix. All right, and we're gonna go check out Old Cloverdale, which is one of the neighborhoods in that area, to give you an idea, again, what a neighborhood in that area might look like. And we'll come back to the map once we take a look at this. So check this out and join me back on the map in a second. Okay, so now we're going to go take a look at East Montgomery. Again, we're going to split this up into two different areas. And remember, East Montgomery is where most of the new construction in Montgomery is happening. Not all of it, but most of it. So we're going to take a look at Sturbridge neighborhood. Right around there, we've got a Publix supermarket, an Ace Hardware, Taco Mama, which is one of my favorite restaurants. The Bell Road YMCA is close by. All right, we're going to zoom in a bit more. This is the intersection of Vaughn and Taylor. Remember, Vaughn and Taylor are two of the busiest roads in Montgomery. This is probably one of the busiest intersections. So there's a Walmart market there, Starbucks, there's the Publix again, and then you've got Chappie's Deli, Taco Mama, Partners in Pediatrics. So if you're looking for a pediatrician, is just the Publix close by. I just wanted to show you kind of what that looks like. It can be a little scary moving to somewhere new, so it's always nice to at least see what things look like from the ground level. And then this is another shopping center close by. It has a Winn-Dixie, which is a local, fairly local grocery store chain. All right, let's go check out Sturbridge neighborhood, a neighborhood close by here that kind of give you an idea of what's around. So this is just right around the corner from that Winn-Dixie shopping center. And we'll check this out. We'll come back and take a look at another section on the map when we get done here. All right, and the other section or area in East Montgomery we're going to take a look at is right up here, again, north. So Sturbridge and the other area we just looked at were south of I-85, and this is north of I-85. And you'll see Atlanta Highway right there, again, one of the busier areas, or one of the busier streets. And as we zoom in here to Taylor Junction, you'll see another Publix supermarket. Again, a pretty popular supermarket here, Marco's Pizza. There's a CVS. And we'll zoom out and go a little bit west on Atlanta Highway. And as we go west, you've got a Walmart Supercenter right down the road, right here. And you've got a Dollar Tree. There's a Jim and Nick's, which is a barbecue restaurant. There's a Starbucks, Zaxby's, Verizon store, several things in the Taylor Junction Shopping Center. So we're going to go take a look at Arrowhead neighborhood, which is one of the neighborhoods in the area. So watch this footage, and once it's over, we'll come back to the map and take a look at a few more things. Okay, so you might be wondering, where am I going to work out? Where are the gyms in Montgomery? Well, I'm going to show you some of the YMCA locations. These are the busiest YMCAs: the East YMCA, the Bell Road YMCA, the Downtown YMCA, and the Southeast YMCA are the busiest YMCAs. And then there's another YMCA down in the far southeast of Montgomery. This is a new one, the Jim Wilson YMCA. And it's by New Park neighborhood. So if you've watched my video on New Park, that's where that's at. And this is actually, I didn't even put it on the map, but this is AUM's Wellness Center. AUM is a local college here. This is where I work out every morning. So just wanted to give you a little inside of, I guess, a little inside of my life, but then also an inside of this gym. So it's pretty nice. And you can be a member even if you didn't go to the school as an alumni. Maybe you're thinking, well, I want a little bit of a more intense workout. I like CrossFit, so I'm going to show you a few CrossFit gyms. So on the far west side, there's the one on Maxwell Air Force Base. That's the one on, like I said, on the base. Then there's CrossFit Montgomery. I actually used to be a coach at CrossFit Montgomery. 2L2Q Fitness. There's Warehouse Performance CrossFit, WP CrossFit at Warehouse. And then, of course, you've got Orange Theory Fitness, which I think we only have one of those locations. So the next thing that we're going to take a look at is shopping in Montgomery. Now I did a video on shopping in Montgomery and showed you all of East Chase, but now I just wanted to show you just kind of a high-level overview. So here's all the shops in East Chase. There's actually, when people say East Chase, it's a pretty broad area. So it kind of denotes a pretty broad area in this whole general area that we're going to show you today. So there's Chick-fil-A, Starbucks, Whataburger, Firebirds, Aldi for your groceries, H&M, several different stores you can see here, and you can look those up on the web, on their website. So if we scroll over just a little bit, we'll see there's a Texas Roadhouse, there's a Chili's, there's an Ixtapa Mexican restaurant, and then if we go over just a little bit more, we'll see a Target right here. There's a Ross, Dollar Tree. And then there's a Kohl's down below. Amped Fitness, so there's another gym there, Amped Fitness. And then my favorite place in all of East Chase, in case you were wondering, is right here, Costco. I mean, who doesn't love Costco? I love Costco. I go in there all the time. You got a Shoe Station, Old Navy, Ulta, and so like I said, there's a lot to East Chase. It's a really big area. I don't have time to show you it all right now. You can go watch my video on East Chase, as well as go on their website and take a look at all the shops that they have. Okay, and the last thing that I wanted to do was kind of show you what are some day trips from Montgomery that you could take, day or weekend trips that you could take from Montgomery that might be, 2, 3, 4, 5 hours from Montgomery. So you may not be able to do all of them in a day, but they're definitely weekend trips. So from Montgomery to Destin, it's only 3 hours. Destin is one of our favorite places to go. We love the beach. If you like a bigger city, Atlanta, Georgia is 2 hours and 30 minutes away. So if you do like a bigger city, there's Atlanta. That's an easy day trip. Nashville, another easy day trip or a weekend trip. Not a bad weekend trip. So 4 hours and 15 minutes from Montgomery to Nashville. And then one of our other favorite cities, Savannah. My wife and I took a trip to Savannah this past year, and we just fell in love with it. We loved it. So Savannah's about 5 hours. It really takes about 5.5 hours to get there. And easy, a really good weekend trip if you want to do that. And then Birmingham, if you want a big city and don't want to have to travel far, Birmingham's about an hour and a half away. And then Huntsville, if you wanted to go to the Space and Rocket Center, is almost 3 hours away. It's a really cool place. If you've got kids, you might want to take them to the Space and Rocket Center. Okay, well that does it for our high-level general overview of Montgomery. Listen, if you made it this far, you deserve a reward. I'm not sure what that is, but you definitely deserve a reward for watching this long. So I really appreciate it. Again, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so down below. And if you are looking to make a move to Montgomery, feel free to reach out, shoot me a call, text, or email, and I would love to help. Okay, we'll see you on the next one.